Yeah, I mean, what a baseball game. I think there was so many opportunities, I think, for our kids to go check that thing in. Down 5 in the second and Quicks out of the game. And they didn't. They just kept coming. I thought J.T. Blackwood and Austin Morris there in the middle were outstanding. Just settling that game down, getting us some zeros in the middle, let us go to work against Phillips a little bit. I mean, Phillips is real, man. Like, that guy's stuff is electric. But, man, we competed with him. That's a tight game. And, you go up there and you got, you're in a 2-run game and 2 outs, nobody on in the 7th. We just wouldn't quite get off the field in the 7th and the 8th. And, both of those innings with 2 outs, nobody on. And you got to credit Tennessee for stringing at bats together. I think 2 of those innings might have had the 9-hole up with 2 outs and nobody on that turned into some runs there. But guys just kept showing up, man. They kept competing. They kept fighting, scratching, clawing. They get Snead out of the game, and they go to Franklin there late. And I sat in here and told you guys yesterday, that I'm proud of our guys' toughness and how they compete, but it doesn't guarantee us success every time. I still thought we were tough as nails tonight. And like I said, Cage stays. I go to the left-handed guy out of the pen, and Cage stays over it and smashes it. If that ball's 5 feet left or right, we're off to the races, and here we go. But we weren't. And so toughness doesn't guarantee you success, but it gives you a fighting shot. And I thought this group was incredibly tough tonight. Just a couple too many mistakes and kind of ran ourselves out of the 8th, which kind of comes back to bite you a little bit. But you know what? I think you got 2 of not only the best teams in our league. I think you got 2 of the best teams in the country going toe-to-toe right now, and this is probably what it should be. You probably should be going into Sunday 1-1 to go for the series. So it'll be electric here at 1 o'clock tomorrow, and I think our guys will be ready to rock.
Coach, the offense could have easily rolled over there down 5 in the 9th, but got those 2 runs, even brought the time around at the plate. Just kind of talk about the effort there.
Yeah, we talk about just staying off the scoreboard, just stringing at bats together, and this group's done that. Fortunately, we've been on kind of the other side of that a lot more often this year, where we're up 15 or we're up 10, and they just continue to string at bats together. It's no different there. And, they execute a really good pitch to Braun to lead off the inning to punch him out. Bull runs the ball out here, and then it was just good at bat after good at bat. JT with a great at bat, Hodo with a great at bat, Norton with a great at bat. They go to Snell for the lefty, or the lefty for Snell. He stays over and gives us a great at bat. Just didn't work for us there. And when you're chasing 5 with 3 outs to play with, you got to have some things bounce your way a little bit. And right there, unfortunately, we didn't. But getting Franklin in the game tonight mattered. And our guys seeing that, I mean, that's a real heater, man. That's a real heater. And Platt had a tough at bat against them. And, man, it's a good pitch. And he beat him right there. But, man, the fight, the toughness, the way they competed. And like I said, you got Tennessee did the same thing, man. Those guys had some relentless at bats today. I'm proud of the effort. We got to clean up some things there in the 7th and 8th to set ourselves up to hopefully not being quite so big of a hole to be chasing there in the 9th.
Coach, Riley got kind of off to a rough start there. He gave up a lot of hard contact, was walking guys. There wasn't throwing strikes at the rate that he usually throws them at. Can you just walk me through kind of just the process there and what you saw from him tonight, and anything that you were encouraged, discouraged by, anything?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you'd like for Q to give you more than 2. But, man, that guy competes his tail off for us. He won't tell you this because he won't make an excuse. He had a blood blister plop up on his finger, and you could just see he could not land a breaking ball. He just became a one-pitch guy tonight. And against that lineup, you got to have more than one. And so he gave it everything he had for us, but he just – that's if you guys haven't had it, it's right on the nail, man. That is a painful thing. They got it drained and took care of it after he came out. But just something that he would have competed as long as we'd have let him compete. But I think that just had a lot to do with his feel with the baseball in his hand tonight. And so again, just didn't land any secondary stuff really. And the heater it's meant for some contact. He gets more swing and miss on the slider and the changeup, but he wasn't able to really command that tonight. So became a one-pitch guy, and they were relentless in those first 2 innings, man. Just really tough at bats, really good at bats, and like I said, they did their job. But Riley will be just fine. We just got to get that blister taken care of, and he'll be ready to rock next week.
Also, there's in the 8th inning there you tried to do a double steal there at the end with LeBron at the up to bat, 3-1 count. Can you just walk me through the decision there?
Yeah, just not a good one. It's probably the best way to say that. Those guys have electricity in their arms, but they're pretty easy to run on, and we've been kind of stealing bags all night. Not a situation we should have been moving. and we did, and obviously would love to have that back, and would love to have that look differently, and just a mental mistake there that came back to bite us a little bit.
And then finally, got off to another deficit, even before you took an at-bat, but, you're down in the first 2 innings, giving up runs for the second straight night. Can you just talk about, you're obviously, this team's had such resiliency all year and has been able to work through those tough high-leverage moments, but you just talk about, how you're trying to progress the team in early innings to try to get them going early.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the crowd was unbelievable tonight. I mean, and Mo and I were talking about before the game, that's one of those games you want to get a 0 in the first and go hit a pump in the bottom of the first, and that thing would have exploded. And instead, it was a little bit the reverse, right? Like they went out and punched us first and threw that first haymaker, and then Phillips. That stuff is real, man. He was there last year, and the stuff was real. He just didn't throw a lot of strikes last year, and man, they got one of the best pitching coaches in the country. Frank Anderson's unbelievable. He's been doing it for years, and he's done a great job with him because that guy was absolutely electric. It was strikes. It was a really good break ball. It was a really good heater, and he was tough. And I thought we grinded him out really well. I thought we took really good at bats, but we got Snead in, and whatever he ended up throwing 3.1 through 75 pitches tonight. And I thought he kind of hit a wall late, and we were we were swinging away from getting out of him or getting after him. But yeah, you'd like to start that game off a little bit cleaner. But at the end of the day, that's what college baseball is. It's that when you're playing a team like this, and it's like I said, 2 of what I think are 2 of the best teams in the country going toe to toe. It's going to be, can you take a punch? Because a punch is coming. We threw some punches too, and they were able to withstand those punches a little bit. But like I said, it's a good baseball game, and we're on the wrong side of it tonight. But I don't have any doubt these Bulls will be ready to rock at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
And then one more, and on kind of a positive note, Austin Morris comes in tonight and 24 pitches, 4 strikeouts, 2 perfect innings. I mean, after he comes into the game 5.8 ERA, a lot goes into that. 7.2 innings, so not a lot of sample there, but. What did you see from him, and just what kind of performance was that? It was very impressive to watch.
Huge, man. He was awesome, and Ammo works his tail off, and any of Ammo's struggles are him wanting it almost too much, and trying a little bit too hard and trying to make that slider extra good, and then it pops on him and he hits a guy, or he hangs it and they hit him, and I thought he was electric tonight. He was in a really big environment in a really big spot. He pitched with emotion, but he wasn't overly emotional, and that's the line that Ammo has to walk. When he does that, he's electric. That guy that threw those 2 innings there, I don't care what his ERA is. That's going to be high leverage innings for us because it's real stuff, man. It's 93 with sink and a really good slider, and threw a couple really good changeups tonight. So really happy with Ammo's performance, man. He, like I said, him and Blackwood really are the ones that, I mean, the way they were swinging the bat the first 2 innings. If those guys don't do what they do, this game might have been over after 7. I mean, they were locked in from the jump, but those 2 were able to hang whatever that was, 1, 2, 3, 4 straight zeros there in the middle, and that gives our offense a chance for a 2 spot, then another run, and again, you're sitting there in a 5-3 game going into the 7th with 2 outs and nobody on. You come in, we score another one in the bottom, you're in a 1-run game right there, and that's baseball, right? You can always play the what-if games, but Ammo was great, man. If he can pitch like that, which we know he's capable of doing when he just trusts himself and sends it, man, that guy's going to throw some really high leverage innings for us. We need that out of him.
Couple more. Coach, everyone in the lineup tonight had a hit or got on base. Just how important is that, especially in conference play, especially against the number 1 team like Tennessee?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's what our lineup's done all. Their lineup's elite too, man. Abernathy's going to be a special player in this league for a long time, man. That guy's a freak athlete. He can really hit. It's a really good plan at the plate. Curley's obviously him and LeBron know each other pretty well from USA. It's a really good player. Inslee's been in college baseball forever. Fisher's been in college baseball for a while. Levi Clark's he had a rough night tonight, but a special freshman. Dalton Bargo, funny story, man. That guy was our bat boy when I was in college at Kansas State. His dad was our equipment guy. Dalton was our bat boy. And I don't like Dalton wearing us out coming up off the bench, but he's a really good little player. But both lineups just have such depth to them, and I think that's why you're looking at 2 of the best offenses in the country. And, I think ours is – It's just got a lot of dudes to it, man. There ain't a spot you can take your foot off the gas, and I think that's what great lineups have, and it's what you got to do, man. And like I said, it'll be a battle tomorrow, but our boys will be up for the challenge.
Any more?
All right.
Cool.
Thanks, Joel.
Thanks, guys.